Welcome back to another episode of Sweet Tea and Stories. Thank you so much for joining me. So today I'm going to be talking about a story about the first time that I ever went deer hunting with my dad. So I was about 10 years old, just a wee little lad, and it was a cold November morning. And so we get in the truck, trying to get the heater going, trying to get the truck warmed up, and we take off to our hunting spot. When we finally get there, we get our deer stands. These kind of deer stands you had to wrap around a tree and then like climb up manually. They were actually a lot of fun. So we finally get to where we're going, over in this hollow over in White Bluff, which is where I grew up. And so we finally get to the spot and we park and we're slowly making our way down. It was so cold. I just remember it was so cold. You could see your breath when you breathed. And so as we're making our way down this hill to try to find a good place to put up the stands, all of a sudden we just hear this whoa, 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 whoa. And it sounded like a darn horse running down a hill. Well, legend had it that there was a massive deer, big old buck that lived in that area that people had seen for years, but nobody ever managed to get him. So here I am, 10 years old, walking down there, and it's almost dark. I mean, it's just basically dark, and we're just trying to make our way through it. Never saw it, but boy, could you hear it. So we finally get to where we're going to set up the stand. We climb up in the stand. You know, as a little 10-year-old, you're just little and just cold. And we're sitting up there. The sun starts to come up. It was a beautiful morning, and gosh, if there's just nothing like a cold morning, just the beauty that happens when you see the sun rise and when you're down in a hollow. It's just gorgeous. And so we're sitting there, and the morning just kind of goes by, pretty easily, and we don't end up getting anything that morning, but we did see quite a bit of activity. And there's just something really beautiful about sitting in nature. It's just breathtaking. It is just peaceful. It's just beautiful. And that was the very first memory I ever have, or the very first time I'd ever went hunting with my dad. It was just so much fun, and that was just my dad was always, and still is, excellent about bonding time with his sons. And that was just such a great memory to have as a child. So thank you so much for joining me today on Sweet Tea and Stories. And I'd love to hear what stories that you would love to hear from me. If there's a story that, or a scenario that maybe I have encountered, I'd love to tell that story to you. So let me know if there's a story that you're interested in, and I will see if it's in my repertoire of things that I've done. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you next time. See ya.